about the girl don't bother him as much as everybody thinks. All the mistakes that he made about the girl are different from the mistakes that he makes when he drinks. I bet you'd like to think he's got so many regrets, but the way he sees it, he did nothing wrong. Nah, a man has many loves, a man moves on, a man forgets. And if there's anything else to say, then I guess he writes a song. Okay, so all the mistakes that he made about the girl, according to her, were unforgivable. The anger and the objects he would hurl were not the things that made life unlivable. No, the absolute number one thing was she'd melt every time that he'd sing. And she'd tell him she loved him and he would just play. 'Cause if he wasn't singing, he just couldn't say. And she couldn't handle that he was that way. Guess those are the breaks. I guess those were mistakes. All the mistakes that he made about the girl were not that bad when compared to other men. All the mistakes that he made about the girl, he understands when he picks up his pen. So what if he had trouble letting down his guard? It wasn't his fault, she was so quick to feel. Maybe he'd been hurt, maybe he'd been scarred. Or maybe he was just afraid of what was getting real. And the absolute number one thing was she'd melt every time that he'd sing. And she'd tell him, stop hiding behind what you play. She'd ask, what are you scared of? But he wouldn't say. He just banged and yelled louder till she went away. Hey, hey. Guess that's all that it takes. And yes, there were mistakes, but it doesn't matter anymore. No, she's not coming back. No, she's not coming back. And it doesn't matter anymore. And all he can hope to do is use the experience to try to understand why what he did left the girl broken-hearted. But instead he'll just use it as fuel to keep writing his song. Before long he'll be back where he started. All the mistakes that he made about the girl, he finds himself thinking about a lot these days. All the mistakes that he made about the girl. He's fucking with his life in such surprising ways. He likes to think that if he had to do it again, he could fix the things that he did all wrong. And he's not the same as he was back then. And then he goes back to his stupid song. But the one thing that's totally clear is he wishes that she was still here. And he tries to be different, he's still out of touch. And his current relationships prove just as much. And his song and his words, they still serve as his crutch. Even those are a lie, 'cause he don't use the word I. No, he hides behind he. Oh, that's what I would do if it were me. But it's obviously not. And that's all that I got.